Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Solo European League Season 4 and a good game we've got for you this evening. We've got the defending Season 3 champions UiU Athena on the orange side taking on newcomers D2 Esports. So this definitely should be a good one. I'm glad you all are here ready for your action back to the Discord League. The off season has been an eventful one and we are back. We'll wait for the final players to ready up and then we can jump in to this best of one. No overtime, so you either win, you draw or you lose, and we do get the final ready ups. So into the one and only map Consulate we go. So while we load in, let's go through the map bans. D2 banned first, they banned Coastline. Athena banned first, sorry, they banned Coastline. D2 banned Clubhouse. Then it was a cafe ban, villa ban, theme park ban, Oregon ban, leaving Consulate, and Athena chose to defend first. So typical operator bans, what we can expect to see. It's been a while, so I'm glad you all are here. If you do enjoy, feel free to drop a follow, all that good stuff. Nomad being banned, no major surprise. Nomad is a very, very strong operator on this site, on this map in general. There's a lot of run-up potential through all like VC, yellow, even jumping out of windows, etc, etc. So having that air jab, that extra utility is very, very strong. Nomad in general is very, very strong. The Thatcher being banned, interesting choice from D2. Thatcher not the best for this map. He played on that bottom floor attack. Even then, when you're the attackers, do you really want to ban away the Thatcher? Valkyrie being banned, that's a more typical ban for this map. A lot of trees that she can get her cams stuck in, and it's very annoying if you're an attacker to have to deal with him. So it means that they don't have to bring an IQ every single round. So the final defense ban coming out from Athena, and it will be the Oryx. Oryx, of course, a champion with a lot of mobility, and the fact that there are a load of hatches as well means he won't be able to jump around the map, go for those insane flanks. And then we are ready to jump into round number one. I've never casted D2 Esports before. I'm gonna have to say squares because that's not a letter. Enzane, Mark and Redbrick full. Meanwhile, this roster Athena have put out is Devon Atkins, Nerdsync, Shax, Sing Sing and Valley. I have to get used to saying Sing Sync instead of Sing Sing. There's a lot of Athena have decided to go embrace the Sync Esports memes, it seems. So there will be one sick pick, and it will be the Buck from right. We'll see who he picks instead. It will be the Blackbeard. Good choice there. That's the attacker ban I'd expect to see. Blackbeard is very, very annoying for this map, and leaving him up means that D2 are going to abuse those 6 rounds they have with him. They bring the Thermite for the breach, but I'm guessing they anticipated the basement hold because there's not a lot you can really Thermite on this top floor. Of course, you can Thermite open bathroom, you can also Thermite the top of these stairs as well. It's been a while, ladies and gents. I'm glad you're all back. It's the first one of 2021. Due to a potential clash, that is why it's on my personal, not on the Twitch. So we'll go from the point of view from Valley. He'll just make the bathroom rotate, so it'll be a bathroom rotate. No smoke being brought. Smoke was typically the operator who played inside a bathroom. You could throw all the smoke grenades. Of course, the ADS nerf coming out means that 2 are going to have to be stacked at the top of yellow stairs and 1 more in the lobby behind the desk. Are we going to see any sort of aggressive plays? We are going to see Devon Atkins roaming all the way down to the basement. He's got the commander in. He'll jump straight onto the cams. There's a fear, meanwhile, of Red Brick full. Sat there, ready, waiting. And he will punch that window, wait for the drone. I've just realised I've got names turned off, so that'll get fixed in between rounds, do not worry. We do have Shax as well on the vigil, typically an aggressive player, and that's why he's holding benches quite tightly. He is looking for anybody pushing the western side of the building, but it is going to be a full Visa and admin clear. But there is Sing Sing waiting inside admin. I don't think they really know he's here. Could peek it. He's got the MP5. Very good close range gun. Now to maneuver around. See a very nice C4 here. It gets thrown out and it finds right the Blackbeard down. We can really do anything. Sing Sing does take a few bullets on the retreat, and Squares will be there for the refrag. Job there by the Thermite, but losing your Blackbeard is very, very costly. But Red Brick, meanwhile, will find a crucial pick onto Nerdsing. Down he goes. Shaxo will find the refrag onto Red Brick, and Davin now stuck in Visa. This two-man roam seemed to work out, but it does mean that Valley is left all on his own to defend the site. He'll sit there, hold the tight angle. He will get pushed by the Thermite. Does he see Thermite? Indeed he does. Squares will choose the better option as not to peek it. Davin Atkins, though, about to push up. He can find a very nice double kill. The Ash not paying attention. Only does a little bit of damage to Enzane, but that's a hell of a lot more as down goes the Ash. Davin winning that engagement, leaving us in a 2 versus 3. And Squares suicides his drone. They'll watch onto the top of Visa stairs, but there is no one. They'll see Valley, but Valley will see the head and get a nice kill. Who will get refragged, however, meaning it's a 1v2. The Jackal of Mark, all that's left, and Davin downstairs. The Banshee.
Attackers have recovered
Give away his position. Shax's now sat on site. He will have to juggle the rotation and the top of Visa stairs. Davin going up for the flank up spiral, and they will pinch here. Davin does a lot of damage to the Jackal. Shaxo will swing round the rotation and pick up that kill onto Mark, leaving us in a 1-0 round advantage for Athena. So I will just turn on names for people. Apologies for that one. There we go, that should be good. So, apologies about that for the first round. So we'll head down to the basement. Valley going to pick up the Maestro. That's the only change here. As soon as I say that, Sing Sing will 6-pick onto the Mirror. So quite conservative defense coming out. We will see a Lion being bought by Right as well. Quite fitting as well, of course. Right is also known as called the Lions. Here he is on the Lion. As we now sit down and get ready for a cafeteria hold. Eddie, welcome to the stream. Same with Cobra Rarity as well. Hope you guys are all doing well. Remember, got Cobra, of course, being on Athena Rarity on making a new JPC, I think. But, sorry, Rarity. But in my heart, it won't be the same. Eddie, haven't seen you for a while, so I hope you're doing good. It'll be interesting to see where Sing Sing. I'm gonna get thrown off so much, of course. We all know Nerd Sing changed to Sing Sing. Kick's Word changed to Kick Sing. We've got Necro Instinct going to Necro Sing. Cobra Rising going to Cobra Sing. And Henry B going to Henry Sing. And I'm probably going to butcher them the first few times because I've casted those guys for quite a while. I've gotten used to their gamer tags. So I'll probably end up saying Sing a lot, so apologies there, Sing. But we will see Jaeger sat on site, and that'll be Nerd Sing. You will sit there and wait. This is why you bring the Thermite. You want panel 3, of course, then panel 1. I think Squares really brought it more of as a cover option. There is no denial, so this will get opened up without issue. Eddie, this is SEL, formerly TEG, formerly AGL. It is the opening weekdays. Of course, there is another game going on, and that'll be Apollo taking on the Macus Men. That is over on Wolfman's Twitch. He was supposed to be on the League Twitch, which is why I'm on this one, but there were some issues. Speaking of issues, Squares finds himself out of the round as Davin Atkins with a very nice C4. Pick up that kill. Ooh, the pre-fire through the window, was that? Indeed it was. Good stuff from Enzane. Getting a nice refrag. Though Melusi going down, that's probably the least valuable pick you probably could have gotten. I mean, she has placed down all of her utility, and Davin was just hunting for kills, got the C4 usage out. Mark, though, has been in a bit of a firefight with Better run around, but Shax was roaming, and Shax has found that kill. Been work on the Vigil, currently 3-0. Sing Sing just sort of chilling. It's not a lot he can really do. He can using that 1.5 times scope to his advantage, using it so he can play those nice long range sort of angles. Right family should patches open. If he does drop, he will die, as Valley and Sing Sing are both there to watch. Nerdsink as well can look through the rotation. But they are looking for Shax. And even with the Lion, of course Jackal going down means it's a lot harder. But Shax really shouldn't be allowed to cause too much trouble.
A bomb has been located.
Watching those yellow stairs, you do hear the footsteps from above, and Valley with the Alder will mow down 2 members of D2. Well, he'll mow down one rather, Shax will get the other, leaving Right family in a 1 versus 4. He'll find some good shots onto the visual of Shax. Does take a bit of damage on his own as well. Valley's holding that angle, and Valley will pick up that final kill. Another good round from Athena. They extend their lead to a 2-round advantage. Eddie, will not say what rank D2 are. Personally, in my opinion, rank doesn't really matter in leagues. So yeah, but this is my first time casting D2. I believe they're a relatively new team, going against 3-time champions, of course, that are Athena. They won, of course, Nova Season 1, SEL Season 3, and recently UGL Season 2, I believe. As a lobby will be the tertiary site, and of course with every lobby you need a castle. Of course Sing Sing will take up the UMP duties. So we will see a mute from Valley. Another identical attacker lineup. They're going to commit to using this Lion. Didn't seem to have the best of value so far, as Athena look to complete their first full rotation.
Bomb located by attackers.
I believe the way the map bans work is, well, I know how they work, but D2 chose to do a random number generator between Oregon and Consulate. Right, didn't seem too happy about it, as Athena, after that TEG Season 2 finals against JPC, that, I don't want to say embarrassing loss, that's a bit harsh, but that heavy loss on Consulate, they've really have been putting in the effort to make sure that they won't have a weakness like that again. So Sing Sing will be using his castle barricades very aggressively for a top floor hold. You used to see it sort of making sure they can't breach the main entrances, of course, but meta has changed since then. Meta has evolved since then. Shax going to be playing quite aggressive inside of basement. He can throw out an impact hole.
Enemy located. Second floor.
So he will be hunting for that drone. They know he's around there. D2 in theory should just start trying to sort of focus down Shax, because once you send 3 members, but they're just going to ignore him. And I'm going to say that is a very, very bad idea if you just ignore the vigil. Of course, you know, Athena have the experience that D2 don't necessarily have, so they're going to try to exploit it. Red Brick Fall on the Zephyr once again will be holding this Visa window. He'll just place down a Claymore to stop any run out. But Davin will be solo holding the side. He'll just consistently move around. He'll go for a run out as well. He will look for that kill. Does he land the shot? He does, but he does get instantly refragged. That was a bit laggy there. Enzane missed the shots, but Squares was there with the refrag. So once again, Malusi going down. But you lose your Ash for a Malusi. That's not a best. That's not the best trade you could have had. Valley playing very, very aggressive. Will now just drop back to site. Doesn't want to hold console too much longer, as Red Brick will take down Nerdsink. Once again, just like round number 1, Athena find themselves at a disadvantage. Lion Scanner will go out. Red Brick has taken a bit of damage, but they all line up for Valley. He will find Red Brick, do a bit of damage to right. Mark took a bit of damage from Sing Sing. Right, just going to punch that bulletproof cam. We'll look to try and flush out this mute. Squares holding the tight angle. He sees the foot. He will do a virtue and pick up that kill onto Valley. Going for the toe shot in less of a clutch situation. That'll be Shax's footprints. Actually, no, it'll be Sing Sing's rather. That gets scanned. They now know where he is. He will move around. He'll get pinged by Lion as well, hoping for the drop. Shax gets taken out by Mark. And suddenly D2 look to be in a controlling position. Start saying that Mark drops down and picks up the last one onto Sing Sing. Nice kill onto Shax. And nice kill down there as well. So D2 will pick up their first round. And we'll see a return to console from Athena. We are of course quarter of the way through regular play. No overtime in group stages. If you want to know the rest of the week 1 matches, there is another going on right now. The other Group A matchup is Apollo versus Macca's Men. And that is being streamed by Killer Wolfman. And the Group B matchup tomorrow evening will be UiU Mystic versus Awoken. The other Group B matchup, Cypher versus Zenith. I tried to say Zenith and Zenith at the same time. That's why it sounded weird. It will be delayed until next week as Cypher goes through sort of a rebrand and a rebuild of their roster. So it will be a return to the top floor for Athena. Shax will be reinforcing in console. We've got a fairly standard Athena setup as well. They're returning to the operators they played in that first round. They decided, yep, it worked once, it will work again. We'll have to see the adaptation that may come out. This Nerdsick has taken a bit of damage. Currently on to death. Yet to find a kill on the Jaeger. We'll have to see if D2 go for the same Eastern Visa and admin push, sort of flush the attacker, defender, sorry, into sight, or will they try something different? It didn't work last time. Sing Sing could get an icy foot onto Blackbeard. There'll be no Blackbeard this time. Instead, it'll be right on the Iana. He'll be running around with that G36C. The Rebret repelling up as well. We are looking to see another admin take. And Nursing may think about just swinging it. He'll look for the drones. He won't see any. Hold the tight angle. Wait for D2 to poke their heads. There was a drone that may have spotted him. Indeed it has. Nursing can't quite land the drone. There is nobody there anymore. They will know that admin is completely clear, as is Visa, but Davin will be trying to make sure that he can act on the intel. If he does, though, he might be in trouble because Wright is watching it, but he looks away as Nerdsink will pick up the opening kill onto Red Brick. Right, you just turned away at the wrong time, my friend. Davin's just there. And Davin, though, will move away. Right, couldn't quite capitalise on anything there. Shax now playing around this Visa push. He'll just rotate up yellow back to site, and they will start preparing for this Eastern push. So Jaeger will be spotted. That's Nerdsink. The swing, sorry, comes out from Sing Sing. Mark there doesn't quite react in time. He will now peek. They're just trying to pre-fire. The yellow pings are there. Sing Sing thinking about just wasting time. Doing an excellent job of it. Just pre-firing things, making sure that D2 are kept on their toes. And a beautiful C4 from Davin Atkins will find Enzane. And Mark is taken very low. Again, Havana pellets will come out from squares. Davin Atkins will drone out the Iana. Shax gets taken down by a frag grenade. Davin Atkins drones will ping that they're all at vending machine and waiting desk. Post office. Never mind. I can never know that run. Anyway, Sing Sing. He's just wasting the time. The X-Guys have gone off. Sing Sing did see that. He will pre-fire. Won't find anything from it. As Right continues to drone out. They need to look out for Davin. Here he is, roaming up. He could just sit there and wait. He'll see Mark. Down goes the Jackal. The Iana will see him though, and Right will get a double kill for the round with a nice kill. He'll look to find a triple. Indeed he does. Since he goes down, it's a 2 versus 2. And Nerdsink and Valley versus Squares and Right. Right's on very low health. Squares though may have just given away his position. Nerdsink will pick up that kill. They know where he is. There's not a lot he can really do. As Nerdsink will pick up the final kill onto Squares. Another advantage gained by Thank you, Alfie06 for the follow. Greatly appreciated. So, cafeteria and garage will be the site of choice. No major surprise. This time it'll be a Kaid defense from Sing Sing. Compared to what we saw before, which was the mirror. As I say that, he's 6 foot. We'll see our first IQ from Red Brick. He will not be playing the Zephyr. Now we just wait for, as usual, NerdSync to load in.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
We will have a look and see what D2 can adapt again, or if Athena are going to start to run away with things. Let's have a look at the utility being brought by both sides. Athena have brought not a lot. It's more sort of destructibility, vertical play they've brought with the 4 packs and the 2 bits of barbed wire from NerdSync. That means, in theory, it'll be an easy time to get to site from the attackers. It's sort of getting there that will be difficult. Of course, the 2 C4s. Davin has had some good C4 kills as his Shax, but Shax has got the impacts instead. Looking at what the attackers have brought, it'll be the 3 breaches, 2 smokes, 3 flashes, a claymore, and 2 frag grenades. They should have no trouble. As was that deliberate or not? I'm not too sure, to be honest. NerdSync just trying to create some bullet holes. That they will sort of give away what you're trying to do, I'm afraid. We will see a heavy top floor roam once more, and it'll be Davin Atkins along with Shax once again. He'll sit there. Here's the skylight, and we'll wait for to push. The drone will come out. That should definitely spot him. As we wait to see what D2 tried to do. Right, he's bringing the Ayana again, deciding that it worked so well last time, it can work again. But right now we're seeing the experience that Athena have in positioning, in playstyle, is giving them this advantage over a new team like D2. Squares is just watching and waiting. They've got the Nomad Edge. That's not an edge up, that's a light. Never mind. Shax will pick up the opening pick. Down goes Mark. There's a solo push up Visa stairs. Not too sure why he decided to go for that, as Davin Atkins holding in bathroom. Now they're going to really start droning, but they don't drone out bathroom. That is going to give Davin ample opportunity to get a kill. As we do see Ayana in there. That drone has spotted him. The Ayana is there, and right will equalise with a nice kill with Davin Atkins. Now he'll shoot at the cam. Shaxno will have to reposition. He's going for the aggressive reposition. He will see the Ayana, but he whiffs, aims at the ground, and right will pick up a double kill.
A bomb has been located.
Third round now. It's a 4-3 advantage for D2. Make that a 4-2 advantage because Sing Sing has been taken out by Squares. Notice going to start juggling the angle, just allow to push up. Valley's going to go for the aggressive plays. He will see Red Brick, and Red Brick will fall. No pun intended. I think the hatches, everything's getting opened up around him, but the random drop by right, and it's equalised to a 2 versus 2. Valley and NerdSync versus Squares, and Enzane.
Special charge. Stay clear.
He will look around, Enzane that is, not see anything. The hatches come out. Interesting choice though by right not to drone, just to sort of solo charge down the hatch there. Very dodgy decision, and the Maestro though of Valley gets taken out. That's thanks to Enzane. Even NerdSync in a 1 versus 2, potentially 1 versus 1, but he won't. He will lag a little bit. That might have just been me, and Enzane will pick up the final kill, meaning D2 will pick up the average 2 attack rounds. Yeah, that was lucky for everyone. Okay. So, the final round of the first half of regular play was, as I said before, no overtime in the group stages. It'll be back to cafeteria and garage. We will see our first Wamai from Valley. Not seen Wamai for quite a while after his nerf, so it's nice to see him get a bit of playtime. I do like I do like Ramai. So now we wait for no one. We're just waiting for the final picks. No 6 picks will come out. So we'll see D2 sticking with this lineup that worked for the last round. Rebrick not going to be on the Zephyr, on the IQ. And Wright seems to have found the operator that works for him, being Ayana. Atkins places Banshees at yellow stairs. Shucks goes to the aggressive roam once again. He will waste the impact grenade. Well, I say waste the impact grenade. Use both the impact grenades, rather. We'll see proximity mines thrown up by Valley. We're just waiting now for the start of the round. We are seeing a heavy lobby hold from Davin. You don't typically hold it. He will play the table. He'll run around, run away, sorry. As well, Shax though will be the player to watch. Does he go for any aggressive play, or does he just go for the walk up the stairs? It looks like he's going for the walk up the stairs. He will hold any potential Visa entry. Is there going to be anybody even spawning Visa side? No, it's Rebrick will be placing his drone on top of the middle floor at yellow stairs on top of the vending machine, watching for anybody there, but it won't spot Davin, and that is the crucial thing. It doesn't spot Davin, so he will sit here as they will just run straight on past the Gemini though. Luckily for Wright, that drone will spot him now, but it's too little too late. You've wasted a Gemini that really should have been droned before, so a bit of a droning error from D2. Endzone will look around, see if he can spot the Malusi, but the Malusi will go back to the spot she's been sat in for quite a while. We'll sit there, that drone will spot him. Squares takes a bit of damage. Ali holding quite a tight angle that maybe came from him. Making sure there's no easy push. There's the random shots coming out from Squares. D2 desperately try to look for a pick. Whether Athena are playing it very well, they're making D2 come to them. You've seen Davin's manoeuvred his way into the antechamber, and Wright may have to be careful. Davin is holding that angle. Shaxto will hear the Ayana coming up spiral, but he'll hear someone on admin window as well. Ash not droning out, face check and pays for it with a bullet. Right, knows the Vigil is there. We'll see the Vigil doesn't land the shots, neither of them do. And that should allow Mark the ample time to push on in. Mark can't land the shots either, and it's now just Shax managing to survive this. He's noticing found a kill onto Squares. In comes the grenade, a charge to escape will not matter. Mark picked up that kill. Great grenade though from Wright, forcing the run out. Rebrick has already, I was going to say already made his way to site, but now took the 180 and shot in the head. Valley will find a kill onto Wright as well. Endzane taking a lot of damage as he is in a 1 vs 4 because Sing Sing has taken out Mark. Davin trying to waste time, but Endzane cannot land the shots. Davin will, and it's a 4-2 defensive half for Athena. Good kill there for Davin. Athena end the defensive half with a typical defensive score. However, Concert is a little more attacker-sided. So as an attacker, you're really hoping for those 3-3, maybe 4-2s, sort of what you'd expect on Coastline. So Athena should, in theory, be very happy with a 4-2 scoreline. D2 will be under defense, and we will start in console. Site that so far has 100% def rate. We'll see if they can replicate Athena's defenses, or if Athena's attacks will be something else. Okay, so now we load on in. Let's have a look at the leaderboard at the end of the first half. We'll start with Athena. They are your current leaders. We've got Davin Atkins 64, Then Valley and Nursing going 6 and 3 respectively. Shaq's going 5 and 4. And then Sing Sing going 2 and 4. Meanwhile, on the side of D2, it's Right going 5 and 5. Square's going 4 and 4 with Mark going 4 and 5. Enzen going 3 and 5. And Red Brick going 2 and 6. So, well, Red Brick embraces the clash roll. He's now on the sport. You shall know this is a best of one, as it is group stages for SEL.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Red Brick will not be able to get through that castle barricade in time. This is an interesting admin extension. Of course, you've got the clash there, so you can waste a lot of time. Don't know if I agree with this setup from Red Brick. Yes, you can run out, but don't you really want to open up this wall, because that way you don't get shot from the window anyway. Red Brick's job will be last as long as you can inside of admin. Waste as much time, maybe get a good bit of damage, and we'll see from there. Meanwhile, Athena doing a lot more droning. We'll spot out Mark. Interesting choice. He's got the rotation there. If you repel upside down, you'll be able to see him go out. That shield is gone, and Mark will remain committed and not be able to walk through the rotation in time. That is very unfortunate. Sing Sing will pick up his 3rd kill. I think the biggest misplay there was not messing up getting through the rotation, was sitting there for so long after the Ash breaching charge just got fired. As soon as you hear that, you run. And that has drawn Red Brick away. He will sit there and wait on the window. Tried to delay the jump in from Valley, but Valley on the gridlock can sort of waste a good enough amount of time on his own. Right will be playing in waiting desk. Squares on the Maestro as well. Enzane has taken a lot of damage, but he'll pick up a kill onto Shax. The Sledge going down. Sledge not really going to be very useful for this site. However, Enzane is very low, so it's almost 3 versus 4 at this point. See, here's a player. We'll let Davin Atkins know that there is a player who can peek into bathroom. We'll hold this angle, try and hope Enzane gets a little bit too greedy, runs out for a kill. But does Davin know? If he just looks through the bottom of the castle barricade behind him, he will spot the feet of Enzane, and Enzane literally needs 1 bullet. And he will go down, as this is going to be a full commitment now into bathroom. It looks at least going to be some Habana pellets coming out, and that means Squares will have a nice angle to hold with the older. With the older, you look at long angle, you hold down RT, and you're good to go. Davin Atkins, though, as soon as I say that, he was there to go a lot quicker. Enzane will get taken out by Nursing as well. Red Brick is in a world of pain. He has to move around, but right on the flank will pick up Nursing. Good job by the castle. 10 seconds left. They are denying this plant. We are going to see the plant right next to him. Sing Sing will go down, but the refrag is there from Davin Atkins. Valiant effort from Right, but the rest of his team just too early. But due to that round, and Athena will go to a advantage. Good stuff from Davin. A little bit too close. And again, they probably would have been okay if... I don't want to pin the blame all on Mark, but the slow reactions to move away from the shield possibly did just cost D2 a chance to make it 4-3. Now they are a round away, Athena, from guaranteeing themselves either a draw or a win. They guarantee some good points. Well, the next 5 rounds in a row need to be won by D2 in order for them to get the win. Of course, no overtime. Red Brick will go back on to the clash. We'll see the same attack up lineup as we will remain at console. As fortunately for Right, it really was just 1 second and then they would have been fine, but the collapse from Athena, they just had too many players, one too many players. And Right, of course, can't juggle 2 angles at once. The UMP not the strongest gun in the world. Okay. Bless him, he did try, but in the end it didn't really matter. So we are going to see this site once again from D2. We'll have to see what they do. They're going to keep the shield, hopefully. Mark does a better job at living. he might want to reinforce this middle wall. I don't really get why you wouldn't. This is typically a wall you would reinforce the shield here or not. The fact they aren't is quite disheartening.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Because if that's reinforced, Mark can then escape into projector, or meeting rather, whichever way you want to call it, without the risk of being shot through the window. But leave that soft, that's exactly what they can do. So we are going to see this sort of admin extension once more. We didn't really get to see how it would work last run by the fact that Athena just took yellow stairs control due to the lack of roaming on any floor that's not the top floor. And then they could just sort of muscle their way into sight. And Zane, does he have an ADS left? No, he doesn't. I don't know why. I couldn't pronounce my words. The shield's just going to be left to be destroyed. Interesting. They have reinforced up that middle wall, and that is crucial. Enze needs to be very careful. With that window open up, his only escape is, well, has gone. D2 not really showing a lack of adaptation here, and I think that shield has gone again. Shields are so powerful. I mean, you're just wasting it at this point, it seems. We'll have to see if they can make it work. Maybe it's part of the strat. Frag grenades going out continuously. Endzane. Do they know he's there though? Judging by the way Valley is looking, I don't think they do. If that gridlock jumps in way too early, he will die very quickly. Nerdsync though, maybe throwing him out. They will spot the Maestro, however. They know he's in piano, and I expect to see an Athena push onto him. They're going to start punching windows, limiting the Maestro's escape. Squares though will find Nerdsync. Nerdsync pushing all on his own. He needs to look to the right. Darren Atkins will look to get a kill through the window as well. It will go on the drone, but the drone has gone. That drone is not moving either. Do they know there? They do. Shots will come out. They won't connect. The Elder will be there peeking. Mark gets taken down again by Shax. Valley will take down Squares with the collapse. D2 are now fighting to be against a match point. Right, Enzane and Red Brick. The last three players remain against Davin Atkins, Shax, Sing Sing, and Valley. We will see that will get opened up by Davin. Looks like it would be default plants, but again he doesn't spot that player though. There's a nice kill from him on the supportive op, so hats off to him. Enzane as well, holding a nice angle. He hears the barbed wire getting punched. He will maneuver his way around. He'll sit at the top of toilet. You can be shot from the window. I don't recommend doing that. He will look for the random push up that says he spots the head of Shax, but it won't be enough. Valley takes a lot of damage. He's 1v2ing, and he will go down thanks to the pit. D2 are not out of this one just yet. Red Brick is there. Right gets taken down. And now they've got a mad push into Red Brick. They are going to look for the kills, but they can't find it. Sing Sing gets right, ends in. They will find Shax and a win on time, and that is why you bring Clash. D2 Esports will pick up their third round. So the first defensive round was a bit of a flop by 1 second. Their second defensive round on time. Will they bring the Clash again? It seems to be a strong pick for them. No, they'll bring the Malusi instead. Mark changing SAS operators, jumping onto the meat instead of the smoke. We'll see if they can start this 5-round win streak. Well, they've started it. They need to win the next 4 rounds in a row. Then they will be smooth home sailing. They'll pick up the full 3 points. Otherwise, they need 3 to get a draw, or Athena will be there taking away those points. I've got to say, this is my first time casting D2, and they're doing a lot better than I think people had expectations for. Of course, I think it's fair to say they are possibly the weakest team in their group. There's Apollo and Macus Men, and an update from that game, Macus Men have beaten Apollo 7-3. And the Macus Men team is, it's pretty much the old Dadless roster, so, you know, Manny, Jamor, Skyfaller, people like that, I believe. So, still a crazy strong roster. You're about to the Rose and Ares. Colin as he is now, as he is on Zenith along with Dizzy. You'll have
seconds
to
left
see
before insertion.
how that turns out. I think
Attackers are moving
it
out
will
to
be
locate a bomb and defuse it.
the Group A, in my opinion, will be the group to watch. Because I think you've got three incredibly strong teams in Macasman, Apollo and Athena, and you've got D2 who, yes, are new, not out of things yet, and they're putting up some good performances. A dodgy proximity mine on the floor there. Group B with Zenith and Scythe. Scythe at the moment not in good shape. Zenith yet to see play. And then Mystic and Awoken, both very, very strong rosters as well. So right, we'll be holding this garage. It's a two-man hold and quite a heavy roam. We've got marks on the mute hold in bathroom. We've seen this a few times. As how on earth? Oh, the mute jammer doesn't cover there. Interesting. Mainly from him rather than anyone else. Enzane playing up above along with Red Brick. This 2-1-2 split I don't really like. You've left Mark all on his own. Yes, he has a shotgun. Davin could just swing him. Flashbang will not go out. Well, it will go out, but Mark is there with the shotgun. Davin, that was a bit risky. Nerton got taken out by Enzane as well. And Red Brick will find one onto Sing Sing. Valley will refrag onto Enzane. And this 2-1-2 split, and of course, I've commentated Curse, and it's worked wonders for D2. I think that mainly came to the sort of one-by-one rush into the bathroom to get out Mark. Valley, they'll pick up a double onto Red Brick. Oh, Shax, that ADS. He will use another, but the hatch gets popped. He knows this, doesn't even need to check. That could have been a nasty bait. Not gonna lie, if Mark had tried to go for that. Shax didn't even bat an eyelid. As Valley will take a little bit of UMP damage from right. It's a 3 versus 2, still definitely winnable for Athena. I'm feeling pretty good. If D2 start to do this, this would be the night of updates, and what a way to start SEL Season 4 that would be. Valley pushing down now. We do hear from above. The proximity mine will alert right of Valley's position, will alert the entirety of D2 to Valley's position, so therefore he has to rotate. Will we see the sort of Eastern Visa stairs, spiral stairs push? Indeed we will. They're going for a completely different approach. They've now got the difficult part of getting there. The barricade has been shot open, they know where they are. Mark was just sat there ready and waiting. Squares watching the flank right. May need to be careful because having a look around. They're just going to open that up. The Maestro will peek, and with the older you have a lot of bullets. It's all up to the gridlock of Valley to do. He won't do it because Squares will be there for a double kill right at the end. And D2 will pick up their second in a row, making it only 5-4 for Athena. As this is giving me flashbacks to the Nova League Season 2 finals, where of course Athena heavy favourites going in against Scythe, and every time Athena got the lead, they got to about 5 rounds, and then Scythe would just have a huge amount of momentum in the second half and bring it back and end up winning that series 3-0. But that is what D2 are looking like right now. They are going to hope to win lobby, as of course you can't really afford to lose it now, as you've already lost the round you can afford to give away in round 7. By that I mean you've given that away, so now you can only lose one more and you're out for a win. So D2 will need to win the next 3 in a row, and then they will be happy days. Well, I say they will be happy days, so they'll be happy guys, and they'll be having happy days. And I don't think I'm the only one who said, who will echo the same thing, that they are quite impressed by what D2 have come out for, especially the fact that they didn't really write sort of messages in that band. Didn't seem too happy with Consulate, but they're playing it quite well. Athena are not feeling, they're not sort of performing too great. Of course, they have a 9-man roster. They've also got Nekwa, Henry, Sar, Bomber, and also Kicks. So they have a very strong 9-man roster. I'm pretty sure it's 9-man. If it's 10-man, I'm really sorry for the 10th player who I got. Well, it is a 10-man roster because Cobra Rose is there, and I just saw you in chat. I'm really sorry, Cobra. Really sorry about that. But a 10-man roster, those are quite... The issue with 10-man rosters can also be difficult. It can be difficult building up synergy. But I think the benefit for Athena is they've been together, the core roster, for so long. They played ranked with the newer members. They've really should be, in my opinion, doing a bit better than what they're doing now. But all credit to D2. Of course, they are still losing round-wise, but they are looking impressive, and that's what you need to see. You just want to see teams be impressive. So once again, be a bathroom hold. It's not just Mark on the mute this time, it's also Squares on the Maestro, and Enzo will pick up the opening pick onto Davin Atkins. That's a very aggressive play, and down goes Davin. And it's from the same position where he's been getting kills loads of times now. He does hear a player rappel up. The only backup he has on this floor is both Red Brick and Right. And they're playing this like it's the top floor. And shots there, that will be the player there. How did he take grenade damage? I don't think he should have anyway. It's only a lick there. He will forfeit his console control, but Right and Red Brick are still there. They've got some very nice angles set up. I don't know if they've been droned or not. Here comes the rappel into console. There are two members there. I believe one is Shaq. I believe the other is Valley, who's taken a bullet from Enzane. Sing Sing on the drone will spot out Right. He will get away with his life after the nice pre-fire coming out. Nerd is going to be watching for that yellow stairs run out. Valley holding this tight angle. The pings are coming out galore. Right on this castle. Be moving around, wasting time in admin, and this is a really interesting take on this site. Squares though whiffs the shots, and that advantage has now gone down the drain as it was Nerding. Taken very low though, as there's less than 3 players health worth. 3 players worth of health, I should say. On the side of Athena, Nertic holding that yellow stairs angle, the run out from Enze. And that player advantage has now been equalised thanks to Mark, but it was briefly in the hands of Athena. Ending the run out, I don't think was the right idea, as the C4 will get thrown. It will not find anything as it goes too far. Valido will get the plant down, and this may just be the Athena round we were looking for. As Mark gets mown down through the door. Valido gets down outside. That's thanks to Red Brick. Here comes the run out. He will find one, he will find two, and Red Brick Fall will make them all fall down. He can just go straight for the defuse. They're going to have to watch out for above, as Shax will be there and open up and spot him out. Right now, in a 1 versus 1 post-plant situation, he's got under 15 seconds now to pick up this kill and defuse, and he won't even be able to pick up that kill because Shax is there with full health. And he will pick up the final one. Athena on match point. So very, very close for D2. However, so very, very far. Interesting decisions there. I don't think Enzane really should have run out. It was a risk and he paid the price for it. Because of that, they were playing in a man disadvantage. Good effort from Red Brick Full. But what they should have done is really gone for the diffuser once Wright was in a position to push up and find Shax. They knew roughly where he was as Wright was firing shots at him. However, they just sort of ignored him. So when he went for the defuse, the drones were there. The hammer above, and then just a nice kill for Shax. Console will be the site of choice, as Athena just need 1 round to pick up a win, whereas D2 will need 2 to get a draw. So as we finish round number 10, we can have a look at the utility being brought by both sides. We'll start with Athena, as they are the current map leaders. We've got 4 smokes, 3 flashes, 2 frag grenades, and a claymore. A good amount of utility to burn through those ADSs and get that plant down. What we saw in that final round, they're going to hope that they can recreate it. Meanwhile, the side of the defenders, they've got 4 impacts. They've got 2 bits of barbed wire, a deployable shield, and 2 proximities. I said they've got a deployable shield. It won't last long. There is no Ash this time, but there is a Zafir. So it'll be a lifeline instead of a breaching round. So it'll be Nerdsing on that roll.
5 seconds to insertion.
Got Squares placing down his Evil Eyes. So I don't really know how we're losing here. Solo push and everything, not sure we're taking it seriously. Yeah, that could be true. I don't think this isn't really the Athena that We are seeing Favor to take R6 Xbox Pro League EVA. But whether it's D2 playing really well or Athena playing badly, this is the current score we've got. And D2 really shouldn't be too disappointed with this performance. I know I've said it a lot and they're not even winning, but for a relatively new team, you're against 3 times champions, defending champions. No, you're not doing too badly, but it seemed that last round that Athena just upped the ante a little. Davin will drone out this middle floor, but this middle and bottom floor there is no one. It's a 5-man roam top floor with the admin extension once again, and for the 3rd round in a row it is going to be useless. Wesdo may look for that play upside and repelling Enzane. I mean, D2 are playing in the same positions as they did time and time again.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Dodgy grenade there from Shax. That was unfortunate. Red Brick though will take a little bit of damage. It's thrown out. It will do a little more damage to Red Brick as he will start to get slowed now. And this is where Clash is annoying. He will just sit here. He knows his right flank is covered by Enzane, and any flank from behind is covered by Squares and right. They know where Enzane is though. That is the issue. He will whiff those shots as well. Enzane holding this tight angle. He will wait. And see, this is now sort of the stalemate. We're getting ready for an execute, but with all 5 players up, the only person to hit damage is the Clash, and the Clash is locked in closet. And there's not a lot she can really do, but she's doing a good job at wasting time. That is what you need, but it's a 5v5, and I think you'd have to favour Athena as it's a 5v4 for Athena, as Red Brick gets taken out by Sing Sing. You have to favour Athena due to their gun skill and experience. Squares though, as soon as I say that, will start to counter-attack, pick up a nice kill onto Davin Atkins. Down goes to Blackbeard. That won't be much of a threat now. Enzane still waiting. Nerding takes a lot of damage. In comes Shax. What were you doing, Enzane? Interesting choice to look away there when you hear the sledge repelling on in. The plant is going to go down, however, and Sing Sing may have just all she wrote right now. Right, we couldn't kill onto Nurse. It says 3v3, 2v2 rather. As Squares will pick up a nice kill onto Shax as Valley will take down Right Family. So it's a 2v2 post plant, a 2v1. Sing Sing has taken down Mark, leaving Squares all on his own. Sing Sing there just wasting time. Valley got the upside down repel. And Athena will be most likely the victors on this round. They take Squares lower again, and Sing Sing will be there, pick up the final kill. Athena will take quite a close 7-4. Rounds could have easily swung in different ways, but Athena showing their experience. Bit of a shaky start to their attacks, however, they'll be feeling okay with that. I mean, it's fair to say they were the favourites to win. But we will get our post-match interview, of course, and it will be with the Blackbeard Basher himself, Davin Atkins. Of course, I will clarify that that is a joke. So I don't think I've ever seen Davin on Blackbeard, to be honest, but hey-ho. So we will get that interview. Reminder of your other score tonight. Macca's men, basically former Dadless, former Sepsis sort of. They took down in a 7-3 dominant fashion Apollo, who usually go undefeated in these sorts of group stages. So wait, we will send an invite to Davin. Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. So just connecting. It seems to be an Xbox glitch. Hello. Hi. Well, congratulations on that win, Davin. It's been a while, but nice to speak to you. Of course, the defending champions taking a win over D2. How do you think that went for you?
Alright, considering. I mean, we just wanted to play a bit of ranked, play it simple. We didn't want to do anything special. Only the first game. we know Consulate is a very good map for us, so we just took it nice and relaxed.
Yeah. So sort of saving those strats for those sort of difficult games the next couple of weeks. I mean, I think your defences went okay. There were little shaky rounds 8 and 9 in particular. I think on your attacks, it looked a little shaky. Was that just sort of not really trying, more sort of chilling, saving the strats, or was it just that D2 seemed to look a bit better on their defences?
A little of everything, really. Clearly, D2 had put in the effort, ready to try and beat us, which is, expected. We were doing very basic stuff, just pushing normal ways and stuff that you would regularly see. And we were just playing like as individuals. We weren't trying to like group up or anything like we normally do. We were just trying to have a little bit of fun with it, and then realised it was getting a little bit too close, and we were like, all right, let's just finish these last few rounds now.
Yeah, I think those last 2 rounds in particular, you did look like the Athena we typically see to expect. So, you are in Group A with Apollo, who you always seem to knock out. What's the other team that you'd expect to make it in groups?
Okay. Probably Macca's Men. Apollo have a big roster. Well, they've got a change in roster right now. They're still trying to figure out what's going on and stuff. But I know they lost today to Macca's Men.
7-3, which is a bit awkward there, but fair play to Macca's Men.
But if we beat Apollo and then Macca's Men beat D2, we're probably looking at, doesn't really matter what our result is. With Macca's Men, we're both through at that point. So I'd probably say Macca's Men will get out the groups with us.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. Looking across at Group B, I think the 2 favourite teams there are Mystic and Awoken. Who would you say as your biggest competitors in your championship defence this season?
Probably Awoken. The other teams are either new or going through roster changes, so it takes a while to get to like a decent level. So I don't think, especially if we're talking about a grand final matchup at some point, best of 5, you need maps, and I don't think there's really anyone that's in this season that has the maps that we have. And I think we can play all 7 quite comfortably, and I don't think there's any other team in the league right now that can do that.
I think that's a very fair assumption to make. I too would have said Awoken are probably the next favourites behind you guys. But anyway, as always, Davin, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for putting on a show, and I wish you luck in your next couple of games.
Thanks. So.
See ya. So that was the opening day of SEL Season 4. We saw an upset in Group A and an expected result in Group A. The upset, of course, Macca's Men with a 7-3 victory over Apollo. Of course, Apollo are going, as Davin said, through those roster changes, losing Waved, Force Rocker, and Athena, as Davin said, not really trying as much, but getting the job done nonetheless. They don't really care about round differential, so they will be second in the group because of that. Macca's Men top the group. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 7 PM to see probably the match of the week, in my opinion. UiU Mystic, the new UiU, rebranded UiU Synapse, against Awoken, the team that has taken over JPC, and by that I mean that there is only one remaining JPC player on that roster, being Emerxy. Him and MYR have rebranded it as their own. They are looking forward probably to get a nice playoffs run. And of course, the final week 1 game will not happen until next Tuesday, and that'll be Zenith taking on a new Scythe roster, and that is down to roster issues with Scythe. They have had about 4 players just leave, so they didn't have enough. So they will be playing 2 games next week. I cannot tell you who is casting tomorrow's, and I do not know just yet, but as always, make sure you keep up to date with all of your Discord league action, as it's a new season for almost every league. If you did enjoy, feel free to drop a follow. I've been Dylan. I know many of you know me. However, if you did enjoy, a follow is always greatly appreciated. Let's see if we can get 200 follows by let's say around the end of the year. That'd be nice. Anyway, as always, it's a big thank you from me. Thank you for giving up your Thursday evening to watch some Siege, and I wish you all a good night.